I'm going to start this year off by recording an entry of an out-of-body experience I had back in 2019 at around this time. It occurred on January 9th, 2019, and I'm going to be doing this. I've already been doing it, actually. I upload different kinds of reports, out-of-body experiences that I've had by way of my handheld recorder, and I know they can be kind of garbled. So what I would like to do, and what I've been doing, is basically taking the reports and re-recording them. I think I've decided to call these my out-of-body chronicles, or my out-of-body memoirs. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be recording this particular experience that I had with my very special spirit companion. I've made numerous other videos about her. And again, this is from January 9th, 2019. This was an experience, and I've had other experiences like this. They don't all work in this way. But oftentimes I will land, if you will, in a different world, in a different place, a different realm. These can all be defined in different ways, but I'll just say I land in a different place. And oftentimes I can see immediately. Other times it takes a while. My eyes have to get adjusted. My astral eyes have to get adjusted. It takes me a while to see clearly. In this case, as sometimes happens, I couldn't see at all. I could hear and I could feel, but I didn't have the ability to see. It would come soon. But at first, I could just hear, even though I couldn't see her. And oftentimes, when this happens, when I can't yet see, but yet I can hear, I will ask, is anybody around? Hello? Anybody here? And then if anybody is around, I'll hear a response, and then I'll start communicating with them, and then, like I said, eventually I can then see whatever spirit it is that I am encountering. There was a lot of flying in this experience, as brief as it was, which I always love when that happens. I love flying with her and soaring across the heavens with her. It basically began with me right next to her, and we were already elevated. We were levitating together and holding on to each other as we were levitating. We had our arms around each other. And like I said, at this point, I couldn't see. I could feel her and I could hear her. But eventually, I was able to see. Once we levitated and we were floating around for a while, we eventually, once I was able to see, we eventually flew out of the house and just basically flew right through the walls of the house and then outside. And I forgot to mention, because I stated at the beginning here how a lot of times when I land, I'm in a different world, I'm in a different realm. I'm inclined to call this an example of landing in a different realm. And why do I say that? Because in this case, I was still in my house in spirit. So I was disembodied basically in my room where I sleep. And that's how we were levitating. That's where we were levitating together, above where I sleep. In other words, if I would have looked down, and sometimes this happens, but it didn't this time, I could have seen my body. I didn't do that though, like I said, because I couldn't see it first anyway. But then eventually I could see, and so we basically floated through the room together and went through the walls of the house and then went outside. And then once we were out of the house, that's when we began flying and just soaring so high together. I remember as we were levitating, I kind of suspected that we might be doing some floating and flying, and I asked, are we maybe going to do some flying together? And she said, yes, we are. She said, I want to fly with you right now. And that's exactly what we did. There's only so much a person can share by way of words when it comes to these experiences. I wish there was a way of video recording the actual experiences. Maybe one day that will be possible. I don't know. But for now, I have to rely on what I recall and just the experiences themselves that I want to share here. And so this, again, is one of my many memoirs or confessions of an out-of-body explorer that I will be sharing continually on this YouTube channel. So I hope you will stick around for more to come. I wish everyone a very happy, safe, and healthy New Year.